This video is brought to you by patreon.com/worsttake. Get access to exclusive live streams and Discord servers, on-screen shoutouts, and early access to some videos when you join now. Help make sure that we can continue to make content like this by supporting the Patreon. Links are in the description down below. Sometimes it's all right. So some news is broken about the injury status of some players who will be important for this Sunday's game. I will follow up as more news breaks throughout the week. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out on anything that breaks, any opinions, any conversations that need to come out that are all Browns related. Got a ton of great content for you coming up this week. So make sure you're locked in. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, ding that notification bell. But some news has popped up about injury status, and it's mainly good news for the Cleveland Browns, I would say. Now, again, we'll see what happens as the week goes on, but so far, so good. This is the Browns injury report for the week. And then let me try to scroll this on over so y'all can see the. All right, yeah, we'll just have to do this manually. All right, so basically, the injury report is good news. And I know some of y'all are going to see all the names on there, be like, oh my God, this is terrible news. This is not great. But no, I promise you it's fine news. So here is the injury report. Joe Bitonio, not injury related. He might as well not be on there. Didn't practice, but that's just a vet day off. Garyon Christian, finger injury. Amari Cooper did not practice. Again, he has until Friday to practice and get cleared out of concussion protocol. We will likely know if Amari Cooper will or will not play, similar to DTR, after today's practice. If he practices today, and then he clears testing tomorrow, he will be cleared to play the game and he will be fine to go as long as his ribs feel okay. If he does not practice on Thursday, today, he probably will not play. So there is that with Amari Cooper. We'll see what happens with him. But if he does not practice Thursday, he is very much likely not playing. It's not impossible for somebody to get cleared from concussion protocol in a week. I don't even think it's that rare anymore. But if it's going to happen, it'll happen Thursday. It's very rare that it happens on a Friday, though. Myles Garrett, not injury related. It seems like he's fine off that shoulder. Another week of rest would do him fine. Marquise Goodwin came back limited off that concussion. So what that means is that this is his concussion protocol practice, right? When you're coming off of the concussion protocol, when you want to come off the concussion protocol, one of the new things that they added in this year is that you got to practice. And then the day after, we're going to concussion test you. And if you pass that test, you're good to go. So if Marquise Goodwin passes this test, he's good to go. If he doesn't, he's probably out for the week. Same thing goes with Dorian Thompson-Robinson. I think this is why the Browns have been so hesitant to name a starter, because they don't want to name Joe Flacco the starter just in case they get that cover of DTR still being in concussion protocol. Because again, he practiced today. He wasn't full. He was limited, as you can see there, off from concussion protocol. We will know if he's cleared from concussion protocol probably around like 2 to 3 o'clock tomorrow. If he's not on the practice injury report, that means he will probably practice, which means he's off of concussion protocol. Same thing for Marquise Goodwin. That's the situation on those guys. Nick Harris, knee limited, will probably play. Shelby Harris, Achilles limited, will probably play. Kareem Hunt, DNP, groin. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like Kareem Hunt has gotten a DNP almost every week for like 3 weeks in a row. Yeah, he got a DNP on Wednesday last week for that groin. And then week 12, I think he got a DNP again. With Kareem Hunt on this. Kareem Hunt, okay, he's not on the injury report. So the last 2 weeks at least. Let me see week 11 just to make sure. So the last 2 weeks, Kareem has been on the injury report for that groin. He didn't practice on Wednesday, ended up practicing the rest of the week. I don't anticipate this being any different. Same thing with Maurice Hurst. Cam Mitchell came back off IR, limited practice. That's good. It's not just that they designated him to come back off of IR, which I don't think we've heard a word on Jed Wills, which is not great, which means that Jed Wills is probably on the 6-week marker to not playing for the rest of the season more than he is on the comeback early train. But Cam Mitchell, hamstring, practice today. They'll see how he feels. He might go full tomorrow. If he goes full tomorrow, that's huge, because just having that insurance there, having that extra DB there is huge. We've been pushed all the way down to having to play Mike Ford. And look, Mike Ford is a fine special teamer. He's not a very good cover corner. So you just got to find ways to make sure that you can keep guys in their role. And I think Cam Mitchell is going to be part of the plan to replace what they had with other guys going out at the safety position. So we'll see what they do there, but that's that situation for Cam Mitchell. Also, Cam Mitchell being in there gives you another body to throw in the slot, and gives you insurance just in case Denzel, Greg, or Martin goes down again, because both Greg and Denzel have missed like games here this year. Just in case one of those guys go down, you know that you have a plan to replace. If Denzel goes down, you can kick Greg outside, put Cameron Mitchell in the game, and then that's going to be your solution for that. If Greg goes down, then Cam Mitchell steps in, basically 1-1, takes Greg's spot. So Cam Mitchell is really important for depth in the secondary. If he goes down, we got no depth, basically. David Njoku, not injury related, so he's going to play. Obo Okoronkwo, foot/groin, limited practice, he's going to play. Wyatt Teller, he's going to play. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, we already went over that. Juan Thornhill, a DNP with a calf. I believe last week it was the same deal. If I can go back last week, I'm pretty sure it was the same deal. Juan Thornhill, calf, did not practice, limited. Probably the same situation. He's going to go do not practice on Wednesday, play the rest of the games. So it's funny when we see this injury report, we think so many things. We think that all these players are at risk of not playing. If we actually go through this injury report, Joe's going to play, so take him off. Garyon Christian's going to play, take him off. Miles is going to play, take him off. Marquise Goodwin, he has to get cleared from concussion protocol. He should legitimately be on the injury report. Nick Harris, probably going to play. He was limited today. He's going to take him off. Shelby Harris, Achilles, he practiced today. Take him off. Kareem Hunt, we saw what that was last week. We know what that is from Maurice Hurst as well. That's on the report all the time. He's probably going to play. They're probably going to play. David Njoku's going to play. Obo Okoronkwo is going to play. Wyatt Teller's going to play. Dorian Thompson-Robinson should legitimately be on the injury report. Juan Thornhill, he's probably going to play. Denzel Ward, we'll see. So of all of these guys, 1, 2, 3, 4 guys that you have to look at and be like, hey, they might be at risk of not playing. Of all the guys on the injury report, 4. And only one of those guys didn't practice. The only guy we're really worried about not playing on Sunday is Amari Cooper. And again, we'll know if Amari Cooper is going to play more than likely today at 3, right? If he practices, you got shot. If he doesn't, not very likely, right? And Amari Cooper not playing will be a big deal. But I do think that Elijah Moore's done a good job stepping up, and then Cedric Tillman's in a spot where he can step up as well. So we'll see what happens with that. David Bell also given the opportunity to step up. But that's the injury report. Now, what does that injury report mean? What does DTR still coming off concussion protocol mean? What that means is that you're likely going to see Joe Flacco, right? He didn't get to have a full practice. I think they feel comfortable with DTR over Joe Flacco if DTR gets full practice, right? If he gets to go full for a week, they feel comfortable about that versus Joe Flacco. But if that's not the case, they're probably going to lean towards going to Joe Flacco. We'll see. They'll probably make the decision Thursday, because that's when we'll know if DTR has cleared concussion protocol. I don't think it's a slam dunk that they go with Joe Flacco. I do think there's a small chance that they say, hey, let's just go with the rookie. And we know that the Joe Flacco can come fill in if he's needed, but we'll see where they go with that. It's probably Joe Flacco. And I think, again, that's fine. And if DTR can be Joe Flacco's backup during the game because he clears protocol, but he's not cleared to he's clear protocol, but they don't feel comfortable starting him because he didn't get a full weeks of practice. Okay, if that's the case, you feel much better about having DTR backing up Joe Flacco than you do PJ Walker, just in case anything happens to Joe Flacco. We should remember Joe Flacco is 38 years old. Should anticipate for things like this, right? Like, he's not the biggest guarantee to stay healthy. But that is the injury report. That is the news up to date about the Cleveland Browns. Joe Flacco probably going to start this week. DTR probably going to clear concussion protocol this week as well. It'd be interesting to see what the Browns do, how they word it, and how they act going forward with the quarterback position. Thing with Joe Flacco is you can always go back to Joe Flacco, right? If you feel like it can be comparable, you can always go back to Joe Flacco. DTR is in a little bit more of a delicate situation where you might not be able to go back to him. Also, if the offensive line isn't going to be good, if you're not going to get Jed Wills back anytime soon, your run game kind of needs the help of that added dimension of somebody coming in who can run a little bit. Maybe they use the both of them in tandem, even though I hate two quarterback systems. Right now, the Browns are desperate to make anything work, so I'm pretty sure that they would do anything to try to make this work. So, the more options for the Browns in an injury-riddled season, the better. It's good that DTR is clearing protocol. It's good that they're going to have the option to go back to him if they want to, or to stick with Joe Flacco. And it's good that even if they stick with Joe Flacco, or even if they go to DTR, that they have both of those options available just in case an emergency happens, or in case they want to get a little crazy with how they want to run things. And this is the time for crazy. So we'll see what it turns into going forward with the rest of the week. But this is the first time I can say this. Good news. This is good news with the injury report. Good news, y'all. I mean, I think I said it last week when we found out Miles and Cooper weren't going to be hurt seriously. But again, it's good news with the injury report. Hopefully that becomes a staple for the rest of the season. But yeah, you see that big old injury report. It ain't that scary. It's really just one player you're worried about not playing. Everybody else has practice, and we'll see what happens going forward. So that's my thoughts on that whole thing. Let me know what you think. Who do you think should start? And do you think that even if Joe Flacco starts and DTR is cleared to play, do you think DTR should have a role in this week's game plan? I think at the very least he should, because he's one of the more dynamic people with the football that you have on the team. So it wouldn't make sense to just not put him in if he can play. You don't have that many great options on offense. And with Coop out, this is the week to try to make something shake with something. And do you think that leaving DTR out this week is something to protect him? If they go that route, or do you think they are going to trust the rookie and go with them? Let me know your thoughts on this down in the comment section below. Y'all have a great day. Have an even better night. Peace.